The world teaches you to focus on frequently asked questions. And that's good, to have good quality questions. That's where we make significant upgrades and improvements in our life, is recognize that whatever is going on in our life, ask yourself, is it working to the level that you want it to work? Obviously, you can't focus on all aspects of your life at the exact same moment. What we try to do is be efficient with time and recognize that I'm putting attention on these various aspects of my life, the 4 key domains, to get the results I want. And so understand that when we're analyzing what's not working, you have to be really clear with yourself about what's distracting you away from getting the thing done or living the kind of lifestyle that you truly want to live. And what I found after decades of management, ownership, consulting, is that we all have a set of rules, and I just call them FUEs, frequently used excuses, in our heads. And this is all based around your belief structure and your self-esteem. And we use these frequently used excuses of, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have help, I don't have people. And we keep driving this narrative that was actually built into you by your community. So why do you consistently give the power to somebody else about how you want to actually live your life? To me, that just doesn't seem right. And quite honestly, I did it for decades myself because I didn't know and understand how my brain worked. I didn't understand how I was consistently sabotaging my own success, my own growth, my own upgrades. You see, every time you're challenging your beliefs, you're also challenging this massive community of people that have been in your life for all these decades. And again, your level of success will be 100% directly related to your ability to upgrade the set of rules you have going on in your life, in your mind, the set of filters, set of questions. The frequently asked questions, you need an upgrade. The frequently used excuses, we need to kill. If you're not getting what you want, you just haven't learned how to ask the right questions. And that's because of the FUEs consistently holding you back. And this is what we call the judgment phase. When you're living in judgment, that means you cannot be in movement. They don't live in the same body. If you're judging, your mindset's about what people aren't, what they don't have, what other people tell them they can't do, what other people say is the right or wrong thing to do, what societal norms are. Well, what's a norm? I mean, if you grew up in a community, there's basically a set of rules, how you kind of act, behave, dress, talk, and just interact with people. You go to another part of the country or out of the country, and there's a whole new set of rules. That's what we call cultural differences. And not necessarily good or bad, it's pretty easy to see. Does a set of rules help humanity? Does a set of rules move humanity forward? Or is that set of rules consistently holding you back from living the kind of life you ultimately want to live? And this is consistently what happens to all of us until we've had enough. And for me, I was just done being that guy that kept running that same old tape over my head. Loser, you're not good enough, you're fat, you got bigger boobs than all the girls in school, bucktooth fever. I mean, I heard it all. And I believed that stuff for a long time until I just got mad enough to say, I'm not going to let that stuff go in my head anymore. I'm not going to live that way anymore. I chose to protect myself, protect my mind. So I had to change that set of rules in my life. Now it's your turn. What excuses are you still running over and over and over in your head? That pre-produced movie that your community produced for you for your life. That's how we all grew up. We were actors in somebody else's play. Now it's time for you to be the producer and produce your own life. It's not using all these FUEs to hold yourself back. The biggest challenge for all of us will be to find the right mentor, the right guide in the various aspects of our lives that can help give you the momentum that you need and get somebody that believes in you for who you are. And very rarely, unfortunately, does this come from inside your existing community. Just think about this. If they already existed, you would hopefully already be around them. So ask yourself, are you attracting those type of people, or do they exist in your community? You see, there's a lot of people like you in your community. That's the power of 5, power of association. You have this set of rules of what's good and bad, or what's enough, how much money you should make, what kind of car you should drive, what kind of house you should live in. All of these various sets of rules were set up by somebody in your community. And then comes along you, the dreamer, and you want a private jet and the big yacht and the fancy house and all these amazing things. And the people around you are like, who are you to think you can have all that stuff? Who are you to think you can be some big deal? And they just feed that program that's been programmed into them right back into you. I've always been a dreamer, and I just was willing to keep fighting for my dreams, for myself. This is why we've done what we've done, and certainly hasn't been easy as you learn my story more and more. But the idea that somebody else is living this ridiculously amazing lifestyle and I'm not, of course, in my mind, and this is what the community would always say, well, that's not fair. So we should take from the rich guy and give to the poor guy, as opposed to, how about being the rich guy? Just amazing to me, the set of rules and the nonsensical cliches that are created in our minds to fail. Because what happens is people have this mentality that if you're rich, you're an asshole. No, people are people. And the richer they are, it just amplifies who they already are. And if they're an asshole, they're just a bigger asshole, right? So if you're the good person, stop making excuses and be the shining example of what it looks like to be rich. Listen, to feed the kids in Africa, to solve significant problems around the world, it takes a tremendous amount of money. So stop using that as an excuse why you're not going to make it, why you're not going to be one of those rich guys or gals. This is a critical juncture moment in your life. You got to make a decision. And it's really simple. Ask yourself 2 questions. How's it working? And compared to what? I'm doing really well. Fantastic. Compared to what? I'm doing really bad. Fantastic. Compared to what? See, if you're in the United States, you've already won the lottery. So now just get busy getting an upgrade in your rules and start focus on the right FAQs and eliminating the FUEs.